Hey there friends, welcome back to another Legally Armed America video. I'm of course Paul Glasgow here. Show of hands, how many of you have been carving swastikas on the side of Tesla vehicles? Almost got a couple of you to put your hands up, didn't I? Now, who's kidding? The liberals don't watch this channel. The wackos on the far left don't watch this channel. In fact, very few people who watch this channel are brainwashed enough to let some idiots who don't care any about them go out and commit crimes on their behalf, and quite frankly could care less about what happens to them after that. Useful idiots. That's what they are. Now, these idiots are getting paid. Make no mistake, there is no grassroots effort going on here. This is what some of them affectionately refer to as AstroTurf, because it's not a genuine movement. It's provoked by the wackos on the far left and paid for by the wackos on the far left. All right, so I want you to look at this. Look at this mess right here. First of all, look at all the old people. Look at the masks that are in there. This is current. This is from this past weekend. This is a Tesla, what do you want to call it? They're protesting Tesla here. Look at these people. First of all, they're paid. Second of all, look at the old boy's notes right here. These are standard issue notes that are being distributed across the country for you to, hey, get your chants down right. This is all staged. This is all staged. When you have a group of people who don't really stand for anything, and they're butthurt because somebody's in the White House that they don't like, they have to channel their hate and their energy somewhere, right? And quite frankly, because of all the good things Donald Trump is currently in the process of carrying out, they only have Elon Musk, who, by the way, is rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. But that's all they can argue with. Think about this. This is a group of people who stand for nothing of any real value, but they're just angry. And whenever they see something happening that's going to make Donald Trump look good, because let's face it, cutting all this waste, fraud, and abuse is, when they see that, it makes them even more mad because they realize that if he's successful at what he's doing by getting rid of USAID and going into all these organizations and rooting out all the waste and fraud, they know it's going to make him look even better. So who can they target during all this? Elon Musk. Because Elon Musk is essentially the tip of the spear right now. And these protests are across the country. Here's one from Charlottesville, Virginia. If you look up close, this is some standard stuff that is being put out by well-funded organizations out there. Again, these are not people who are going into their own pockets, initiating some kind of a little protest, and somehow or another they just happen to reach a whole bunch of people in their community who are like-minded people and think like them. No, actually, these are people who are willing to get a W-2 for what they're doing. I've seen anywhere from $200 to upwards to $1,000 for some of these paid hits on these Tesla places. If you look on the left, you're going to see one of the flyers by a group called Indivisible Charlottesville. Indivisible is a nationwide organization that has a lot of other little key branches associated with it. But make no mistake, it is a well-funded Soros organization. They print up the nice little cute things like this, talking about Doge, talking about Elon. And if you look on the right, this is your standard issue chants. These are chants that you can take to your protest along with all your other goofball friends who have no real life and chant similar things with your buddies. Now here's one from Illinois. Join us every Saturday from 11 to 12:30. Yeah, that's old Gary from down the street printing that up on his own laser printer at his house, right? Yeah, we know better than that. These are well-organized protests happening all across the country. Here's another one right here, the Button Project. But make no mistake, a lot of this money is going to come all from the same place. It's just going to different NGOs and nonprofits. Now, surprisingly, I saw this video where this guy's, I don't want to say confronted, but because it looks like it's a friendly exchange, but a guy is questioning this sign holder as if you're getting paid, and the guy confirms, yeah, I'm getting paid for this.
Yeah, I get paid to be out here.
You get paid to be out here?
Yeah.
Amazing. So some pack.
You really are getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Definitely. 100% I'm getting paid for this. Yeah, I get paid to be out here.
You get paid to be out here?
Yeah.
Amazing. So some pack.
Yeah. You really are getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Definitely. 100% I'm getting paid for this.
So the guy's probably going to lose his paycheck here because I'm sure it's against the rules somehow to disclose that you are in fact getting paid, because not many of them actually disclose that. But you can tell by looking at a lot of these people, like the old people that we saw, that just don't have anything better to do. And maybe it's in their bra burning days from back in the day that now they can feel young again because we're part of a protest. Too stupid to realize they're protesting ignorance. But there's a lot of different organizations across the country, and they all have very similar outcomes. They print out their little chants on pieces of paper, and that's how they come together, sing together, and chant together off key. Now, speaking of the Indivisible Project, I wanted you to see this. AI Online actually, when you ask them about this project, it tells you, yes, the Indivisible Project, a nonprofit activist group, has received significant funding from George Soros' Open Society Foundation. So you guys who follow George Soros and all the evil that he puts throughout the world will definitely recognize that Open Society Foundation, with reports indicating over $7.6 million since 2017 being funded from the George Soros Open Society Foundation to the Indivisible Project. Now, I was able to find this particular page right here. That's gone now. This has been deleted from the internet, but this is where it tells you that it pays up to $200 per group. Now, it doesn't define a group, so that means I could be one by myself. I identify as a group today, so I get my $200. You can actually go in there and apply for this. And again, it says in bold print down at the bottom, paid for in part by Indivisible Action, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Well, that's because it's coming from George Soros. Again, this has been deleted. This is no longer available online, but this is the screen grab from it. Now, I found this one last slide that I'm going to share with you to be very funny. This was on Reddit. This is the headline. Daughter is being prosecuted for felony vandalism to vehicle. What else can be done? Who can we contact? This is from a mother posting on Reddit whose daughter got busted vandalizing a Tesla vehicle. Hello, I made a throwaway account to post here. My daughter, African American, because that matters, 18 years old, was involved in a protest at a Tesla dealership. After the protest, she apparently vandalized, spray paint, and physical damage, bringing a Tesla and Cybertruck, and was caught on Sentry mode. Dumbasses don't even realize, after seeing all the videos, that these Teslas have cameras all around them. How clear are these cameras? I mean, like, she's almost trying to say they should tell us they have cameras, even though we've been telling you this, dummy. But she's almost like saying, how clear are these cameras? Like, can you really see what's on these cameras? Yes, sugar, we've all seen it. Last sentence, she told her lawyer and I that she was coaxed by friends to do it. Ma'am, this is not in reference to your daughter's race, apparently. You're referring to her as African American, but your daughter is a slave. If her friends can, your words, coax her to do something illegal that's going to put her ass in jail, you don't have a daughter, you have a slave. So you need to work on your daughter being more independent and not listening to slave masters directing her to do things. If you want to sue somebody, you might look at George Soros. I mean, he's the one funding this whole thing. If you're looking to blame somebody besides your daughter who actually did the thing, yeah, well then follow that upstream a little bit. George Soros money got your stupid daughter to go to this Tesla dealership and do something really stupid.